This year is really 3 years, all combined into 1 year. The first part of the year was all about the extensions that had to do with Medicare extenders, the physician fee fix. That was all dealt with before the end of February for the rest of this year. The second part of the year is really the Supreme Court, who starts next Monday to hear the case on the Affordable Care Act and the elections to come. And even if the Supreme Court upholds the law, the future of the health care reform legislation will still be in play as it relates to whatever the political dynamic is as a result of the election. And then the third part of the year, which is sort of the potential of a lame duck Congress moving forward, is getting ready for the big challenge around deficit reduction, which we know will be front and center. And anytime we talk about deficit reduction, it means Medicare and Medicaid are a part of that discussion. We are filing amicus briefs along with the Federation of American Hospitals, the Association of American Medical Colleges, and the National Association of Public Hospitals. Our view is that the law, in terms of the individual mandate, that it is constitutional, that the Medicaid expansions, they are constitutional, that if they're going to throw out pieces of the law or sever it, then they ought to decide that at the Supreme Court level and not send it down to the local courts at the federal level, because we need clarity here. And then the fourth part is, if they throw out the coverage expansions, we are also arguing they ought to throw out the budget reductions, because there was a hydraulic in place where we thought that the budget reductions went part and parcel with the coverage expansions. So we're in a muddled situation between the court's outcome, between the elections, and it's really not going to become real clear for folks until we get past these stages. Now, the other part of it is that there are things that will continue to be with us that our folks in the field need to be really riveted on, because whether the law is thrown out or whether the elections take us in a different direction, the movement toward electronic medical records, the focus on performance improvement, all of those kinds of things aren't going to go away. Well, you know, the interesting thing is it doesn't matter who gets elected president, deficit reduction will be front and center. Whether it's a re-elected President Obama, he's going to want a legacy. That legacy is going to be deficit reduction. And as a lame duck president, not unlike Bill Clinton in 1997, he could do things that a Democratic president might not normally do, like dealing with entitlement programs. If it's a new Republican president, it'll be the first 100 days. And, you know, they are going to want to deal with deficit reduction. So one way or another, no matter what the outcome is, deficit reduction is going to be front and center. And that's why our governing councils, our RPBs right now are talking about how we prepare and what we need to do in terms of offering positive solutions for structural reform as opposed to being faced with the same old provider payment ratcheting.